are going to do another what's for dinner video, which I'm excited about. So I'm not sure if I said this in my last video, but I am really focusing this whole month on Emily Bites recipes, because I hope to do kind of like either like a review or best or worst or top 10 something about her recipes, because if you watch my videos, you know, like I think she does a great job. And I'm excited. So this Emily Bites recipe that I'm going to be making right now, it is called beef enchilada pasta skillet, which sounds like enchilada pasta. Like, it could be genius, sounds a little weird, but I'm excited about it. And it is my son's nap time, and he is a very unpredictable napper, so I'm going to like try to focus and hope that this doesn't take too long. All right. Guys, I'm going crazy. It calls for half a teaspoon of ground cumin. I know I have it. I cannot find it. And it's driving me nuts. But anyway, I looked it up and it's just a half a teaspoon. So I looked up the substitute. Coriander is supposed to be a substitute, so I'm just going to go with it. But my gosh, frustrating. I feel like I'm going insane. I am starting off by cooking up some lean ground beef. It says 95%. I've never seen 95. This is 96% lean ground beef. So it's starting to break up, cook a little bit. And now I'm going to add the spices. Okay, this is where it's supposed to be cumin, but I have coriander. Like I said, it's just half a teaspoon, so I'm hoping it's not going to make a huge difference. And then it is 1 teaspoon of chili powder. Alright, so I'm going to brown this up. Now my meat is all nice and browned up. I'm just going to add the onions to the mixture, as well as one of these little cans. I kind of drained it of the green chilies. Pop. Okay, so now I'm just going to cook this for another couple minutes while the vegetables kind of get all nice and softened up. Okay, so now I'm going to add 8 ounces of the pasta. I just chose this penne because it is what I had in my pantry. And then you add some reduced or fat-free, low sodium, all the healthy goodness stuff chicken broth. I believe it's 2 cups. 1 and 2. And then this is something that I am going to somewhat guess. So I'm supposed to have a 10-ounce cup or a 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce, red enchilada sauce. And all these only had this gigantic one. I think this needs to be stirred. That was like super watery. Or is this brand just really watery? Did you guys see how watery that was when it came out? Okay, I think that's a little better. This is the Las Palmas one. So I'm going to just do about half of the can, this bigger can. And then, oh, I think that is it. So then you're supposed to flatten it out. Try to flatten everything out to make sure as much of the things are covered as you can, and then you are going to bring it, so turn up your heat, bring it to the boil. Basically you're cooking the pasta here, and then bring it down, simmer it. Alright, so it has been about 12 minutes. It is pretty watery, but I think these look nice and cooked. I'm hoping maybe the sauce will thicken up a bit, but we'll see. Anyway, so I'm going to uncover it, and then here we have about 2/3 of a cup of frozen corn. So I'm going to mix it in and then cover it again and cook it for another couple minutes. Alright, so corn is stirred in, and then you just add the fat-free sour cream. Maybe this will help with thickening it up a little bit. Ooh, or at least add some nice creaminess. Oh yeah. This is making me excited to eat it. Plus, I just am interested in the concept of it. So you mix the cream cheese, and then you do a third of the reduced fat cheese that you mix in. So I did have to use a mixture of my reduced fat cheese. That's just supposed to be straight cheddar cheese, but I had to use basically that plus a Mexican blend because that is what I had available. I didn't have enough of the just cheddar cheese. Mixing it up, and then all you have to do after that is top it with the rest of the cheese. Now this is liquidy. I'm wondering if it is because maybe I didn't guess on the 10 ounces correctly, and maybe I put a lot more than I was supposed to. Oh, this is mixed up good enough for me, so I am just going to top this with the rest of the cheese. And then I got so lucky. I have no idea. Sam is sleeping and it's been quite a long time. I don't know how I got this lucky. So I'm just going to save this for dinner time. Awesome. Alright, and this is what it is like all in a bowl. Man, I really believe I only choose like the things that are ugliest. But so I believe it's 9 points for 1.5 cups on the blue plan. I'll have the recipe linked below. Well, Eric will do that for me, and it'll have all the points for all the plans, so we'll see. Hey, sorry for another weird angle, but it's a couple days later. I've had the beef enchilada pasta skillet for many days. I'll tell you my thoughts, but it's about 4 in the morning, and I'm desperately trying to make dinner before the baby wakes up, and he has been waking up like crazy. So crazy early. Lemon chicken orzo with tomato and asparagus. That is what, it's an Emily Bites recipe. That is what I'm going to be putting together. So just to let you know what I'm doing while I'm chit-chatting with you, I have my chicken cut up into bite-sized pieces, weighed out, and then I am going to be in the plastic bag measuring out flour, salt, pepper, garlic powder while I am chit-chatting with you. Okay, so the pasta was interesting. One of the things that I'm really trying to do in these videos now, okay, 4 teaspoons of flour. One of the things that I'm trying to do in these videos is I am trying to give you a little bit more of an accurate review about the recipes, because I try a lot of the recipes and honestly a lot of them are good. But how I eat my food, because I'm the only one doing Weight Watchers, Eric's doing his own thing, and Sammy, we're just trying to get the kid to eat anything right now. Even like puree baby food, like he wants to live on puffs. That's what he wants to live on. So I tend to eat a lot of leftovers. And some foods hold up, or some recipes hold up well to leftovers, and others do not. And so I think if you guys are eating the way that I'm eating, I think it's a good idea to kind of like wait a few days until I'm essentially done blowing through that recipe and see how it held up and if it changed at all. And this one was one where it definitely changed. So when I first made it, it was pretty strong in that chili powder taste. I really am not a huge fan of, well, I'm not a huge fan of like crock pot or whatever kind of chili. Like, I know chili is a big deal in Weight Watchers because it can like be nice and low point and all those different things, but you don't see me doing a lot of chili, even though like it could easily be a crock pot. And you guys know how I feel about my slow cooker recipes. I love them, but yeah, you don't see a lot of them because I don't really like the taste of chili powder that much. And sorry, I'm trying to make sure it doesn't get too crazy with the seasonings. What was I saying? Shoot, I'm pretty tired. Oh, forgive me for this. Okay, I'm going to put this down in focus so I'm not going crazy. Okay, so the pasta recipe. It was too much on chili powder when I first had it, but as it sat, I feel like the other flavors, like the enchilada sauce flavors, were really able to like marinate well together, and so it kept getting better each day as I ate it. And so now like I'm sad that it's all gone, which is great. I think that would be a great meal prep recipe, which, yay, so exciting, right? It's always great to find something that would be good meal prep because then it just makes your life a little bit easier. Okay, so now I'm going to coat the chicken in that little bit of flour. It's really not a lot, right? But we'll see, so it's not going to be a heavy coating. Chicken is nice and coated, so I have my pan, and then with some olive oil that's probably not heated up as much as it necessarily should be, but oh well. So I'm going to cook the chicken. Alright, so as I'm cooking, I just thought I would chit chat with you guys for a little bit. So one thing that I wish, like, I almost wish I could gift everybody who is on Weight Watchers or trying to lose weight or something like that a baby that loves to be outside, that needs to go on a walk. Here, I'll talk to you. It needs to go on a walk for the baby's well-being and sanity and yours. You know what? No. Because then having a baby is very stressful. And actually it's really hard to do Weight Watchers. A dog. Or something that for the well-being, the mental, physical well-being of something. Not yourself. Something outside of yourself. Something that you are responsible for. That has to go outside and get some exercise. I would wish that for everybody. Because I think, so we have been going on at least one good solid walk a day with Sammy, my son, for how many, for a couple months now, and it is helping so much, so much. And I'm not wearing it now because it's charging, but we decided to invest in the Apple Watch. Look at this tan. This is insane. And look at, do you see my I don't know if you can tell because it's not focusing, but do you see like how my fingers are different and then it goes here? It's because I hold the stroller. I walk with the stroller all the time. If you have a more embarrassing tan, let me know. But guys, this is insane. And I've been trying to wear sunscreen too. But that's, you gotta admit, that's kind of funny, right? That's kind of a funny tan. Anyway, so the Apple Watch has been super motivating for us as well. But yeah, but taking that walk, so I've always heard, you know, like people always would say that like going for a walk or like getting outside was like so good for your mental health and all that stuff. And I was like, they don't know me. I don't like outside. Outside makes me grumpy. Outside is where a lot of the problems are, like, and I was like, don't even get me started on exercise, but like, outside, don't like it. Exercise, really don't like, or, yeah, really don't like it. But now that we have to go out because, well, we have to, because like my baby loves it. Like he's such an outdoors kid and he just loves it so much. And I just think that it's so good for him and all these different things. And so I feel like we have to go out. But every day for quite a while. But my gosh, it is true. Like I'm not a nature person, I'm not an outside person at all. And we haven't like been going hiking or whatever. We literally go to our local park, which is right, like we could walk to it, but we would have to cross busy streets or whatever. And it is a lot more peaceful just to like drive to the park, and then go like actually do our walking there. It's so incredible. Like I look forward to it now. And yesterday we took our long walk. So we walk every single day, but on Fridays we walk a long walk, which is like a little over 3 miles. Oh, do we do basically a 5K? We basically walk a 5K, I think, if my brain is letting me do that math correctly, or that translation. I think we essentially walk a 5K on Fridays. And I try to push myself to walk faster because like I am a slow walker. But because it's so hot in summer, I've been sweating. But yesterday I really tried to push myself, and I did, and I'm sore, and it's just like, but I felt so good about myself, or even pushing, just walking. So I would encourage, like, it's hard to say that I would encourage you to try to like start walking outside if you don't already, because honestly, I listened to a bunch of that advice, and if my baby essentially didn't force me to do it, I don't think I ever would have done it. So that's why I said, it's like, I wish I could, like, people would get I wish I could give everybody who's trying to lose weight a dog. I think that would help, because I would have to be forced into doing it, which my kiddo definitely did. But if you are, maybe if you're not like me, and you can listen to someone else's experience and think like, hey, I hate exercise, I hate outside, maybe I should give it a try. If you're one of those people, first of all, jealous, because I'm not like that, and that would have saved me a lot of trouble, and I probably would have been a lot further along in trying to be healthy. But yeah, give it a try. Well, if you're like me, start looking at cute pictures of dogs, do it anyway, because it'll make your day better. Golden Retrievers are my favorite. Do you have a favorite breed of dog? Eric really likes the Huskies, and I think it's because it is the mascot of the University of Washington, which he really likes at school and stuff. Huskies are beautiful dogs, but I'm Golden Retriever, or like mutts with Golden Retrievers. Doodles are super cute, but like I had a Golden Retriever and a Lab and something else mixed, like a mutt that we got from the animal shelter growing up, and man, she was so cute, and I miss her so much. Yeah. So what kind of dog do you have, or do you love? Alright, chicken is out of the pan, and we probably need to invest in some new pans because it's so hard to get like round stuff on stuff. So I measured out the light butter, and then I have the orzo pasta. I have never cooked, and I don't know if I've ever eaten orzo pasta before when I think about it. So this is exciting. I am nervous because about cooking it properly, because if you watch one of my recent videos, I had a failure basically cooking rice in a similar manner, and this looks like rice, so I'm nervous. Okay, it's starting to get brown. It's actually gone pretty quick, which is making me, uh-oh, okay, good. Thought I couldn't open the thing. Is making me think that my thing is too hot, so I'm going to add some minced garlic and cook it maybe for like a minute or so. Okay, I don't want to cook this too long because it really is starting to turn white brown. So now I'm going to add the chicken broth to it. So this is just reduced sodium, fat-free chicken broth. I cannot find my 1 cup measuring thing. I know Sammy has been having fun playing with measuring cups, and it is my fault because I do give it to him, and I wonder if I forgot to take it back to him, and maybe it's amongst his toy areas. That sounds like my son and me. It just does. All right, so let's cook this a little bit. All right, it is now boiling, so I'm going to reduce it to the simmer, put a lid on it, and cook it for a little bit. Okay, so it's been cooking for a couple minutes. And I'm going to add some asparagus. This asparagus is pretty thin, which actually I usually like that for like the texture of it. And I just chopped it up. So I'm just going to kind of mix it in, and then I'm going to cover it and cook it for, or let it simmer for another 10 minutes. Alright, so I cooked it for 10 more minutes. It's still I could still see a little bit of the broth, but I think it should be okay. So it says add salt to taste, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit before I forget, because I probably would. And then we're supposed to add some lemon juice. This is supposed to be fresh. Mine definitely is not, because I can't even imagine right now having time to actually squeeze lemons. So this is not. Just adding a couple tablespoons. Whoop. Alright. And then I'm really bummed about this. So I am supposed to also add some fresh basil, but I could not find any in my grocery store, and we went to 2 grocery stores. So I am just going to have to add dried, which I do know, like, especially with basil, I feel like fresh and dried not the same. But oh well, right? You gotta make it work, like Tim Gunn from Project Runway, when I used to watch it all those years ago, says. Alright, so that is all mixed together, and now I just need to add some, oh my gosh, it just flew off. And going to stir some of these tomatoes in. Okay, this is a pretty, maybe I'm going to finally make kind of a pretty dish. We'll see. And last, we add back in the chicken and stir it together. Guys, I'm so excited about this. It actually looks pretty, right? Am I going crazy? Alright, so I'm going to package this up because the kiddo is definitely stirring. So I got lucky. I was able to finish. It is many days later. I have been having the orzo pasta thing over and over and over. It is so delicious. I think I might have used a little bit too much of the dried basil, and I am just imagining what it would taste like with fresh basil, and I think it would be even better. We had a friend come over, and it was kind of like an unexpected thing. We were just going to go meet her for a walk, and then in the morning we ended up just hanging out all day till dinner. And thankfully I was like, well, this isn't fancy, but I'm eating leftovers. If you want to stay, you could eat leftovers with me. And she had it and she loved it too. So which I think is a good good call. That number one is like, well, oh, excuse me, sorry, it's really early in the morning, where I think it's a good sign where it's like leftovers that I'm not embarrassed to serve, and that it actually turned out great. So anyway, I know this was only 2 recipes for this video, but both of these recipes, number 1, were really good, and number 2 kind of lasted me the week, because they just made great leftovers. So that was my week, and I'm into the next week, so I guess into the next video. I really am sorry. I am super tired. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna end this and start the next one. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already checked out our little shop that my husband and I run, a bunch of these things that you see behind me, please click on the link below. Also, if you're not subscribed, we would love to have you, and a thumbs up is always nice. Yeah, so you guys are greatly appreciated, and there will be another video soon because I'm going started. Okay, bye.